It's a long one, guys.
Oh, but a good one, right?
It's a long one, guys.
Does long mean good, or does it mean we just didn't watch the clock?
That's honestly,
we leave
that's
that
the
one
question.
Up to you.
And when I'm pulling the bits out for the podcast, I'm like, am I just pulling everything? Are these the good ones?
Maybe it was a good day today.
Who knows?
You guys let us know.
You guys decide. The podcast opens with the most disturbing thing you're going to hear all day. Somebody here at Radio U has done one of the most heinous things that I've ever experienced inside this building.
And you're like, what is it? You'll find out in a
You'll
second.
See. You'll see what's going on. We also get updates on Spider-Man and Disney and Marvel.
And the closed door.
Closed door. You can find out why I feel so bad about myself.
That's
right
my
there.
favorite. Because, of course, that's what happened today.
Yeah.
It's Friday. It's supposed to be a good day. And now you have this lingering thing that's happened.
You open with something.
That
You
when you close your eyes tonight, you're going to just think back to your day and remember what happened.
We also talk Gears 5, the Obadiah backpack, Chicken Sandwich Wars, It Chapter 2, the largest Starbucks in the world. There's just a lot going on. And in the middle of all of this, don't forget that right now there's a brand new Obadiah Plays that you could watch for River City Girls.
For the video game?
Mm-hmm. Which every time we say it,
it sounds weird, doesn't it?
It feels...
It sounds like a derby, a roller derby. It sounds like a roller derby team.
That's fair. Okay.
But it's a video game that's out.
Yeah, you know what? I had a blast with it, even though you'll see me get mad at it. I still had fun with it.
I think you really need to push that the most because that'll get more views. If they could be like, watch Obadiah break down for a few minutes and then get back into the game.
He screams and then converts to gentle sobbing and then eventually starts playing again.
You have to retitle it. You have to make it more clickbaity. Title it River City Meltdown or something like that.
Obadiah's River City Meltdown?
That way people will just click on it.
You're probably right.
And it's not a lie. It happened.
No, it doesn't really. I just get mad, but
That's a meltdown.
Is it? You got to make it big?
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, there's beauty in the breakdown. All right, well, you guys have a wonderful whatever you're doing there.
Don't forget to check out RadioU RIOT. That's our Facebook page. And then RadioU RIOT on our YouTube channel. The rest of the Obadiah plays, there's a playlist you can follow. Or if you just make sure to like and follow both the pages, then you'll get notifications if we send out a new video.
Yes, indeed. Anything else?
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Happy Friday.
Yay.
And Nikki, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let's say that you wanted to save some room in your refrigerator.
Sure.
And you noticed that you had some mayo and some ketchup and some mustard.
Yeah, so the condiment section.
Yeah. And you were like, I really need to consolidate this down. So I'll just pour the mayo and the mustard into the ketchup and then
call it a day?
That's it.
Well, no, because sometimes you want one or the other, but not usually together.
Right. Okay. Now,
did someone do that here?
It's the only equivalent that I can think that I can explain
what
it
someone's done. Someone's added the coffee together.
Someone poured all the coffee
into one
tub,
my gosh.
as if
they're the same.
It's just coffee.
Yeah.
So I'll just pour it all in here.
Oh my gosh! How do you know that's happened? Like you can smell
you can see. I can count at least 2 colors, maybe 3, because yesterday the coffee, I was like, I feel like the coffee doesn't taste quite, it just tastes off today.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? You're whining. You do
You're
that.
Imagine it. You're making something out of nothing.
So this morning, I stick the scoop a little deeper and I'm like, wait.
You can see the differences?
What? I've got like this brown, like obviously 2 different grinds, 2 different colors, 2 whatever. And I noticed there were a bunch of bags of coffee that were gone. And it was just like, what have
we done?
What is this? This actually, now I have to throw it all away.
Well, can't you see the difference to where you can like scoop in one area?
Well,
it might not be perfect, but
so when you you put together the
ketchup and the mayo and the mustard.
Well, I was going to say, you just pour salt, sugar, and pepper into one container because that's what it is. It's these little grains, and if you're real careful, you can probably tell the difference.
I'm just trying to make a possible solution to this that's not as bad as throwing it all out. It's like I don't know what to do.
I had this moment where if you want to know the truth, if you've ever watched New Girl and what's his name, that's who I felt like. The one who's so particular about every single thing. That's what I felt like, where I was just like, you don't
do this.
You don't mix together the coffee grinds? What is this?
So have you made coffee, or are we still trying to work through it? Don't know what to do?
I dug deep where I felt like the layer had not yet been whatever.
Compromised?
And I mostly got one kind of coffee, and I'm brewing that because the other thing we're running up against is I don't want to waste it, but at the same time, I don't feel like I have. I feel like somebody else has. Like, I didn't waste it.
You know what I feel like we need?
What's that?
We need another sign. Now that we've had someone do this, every time you see a sign, it means someone did it.
I thought about sending an email, just like, for the love of God, please.
Don't mix the coffee.
Just throw the coffee away, because what you've done is worse than throwing it away.
Maybe the Riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Yesterday during the show, and I know that you listen to every minute, taking copious notes, making sure that you're prepared for any possible follow-up conversation.
So why don't we let everybody get your notebooks out and just please go back to yesterday's show notes.
Yesterday at approximately 8:32 a.m.
And let them flip through.
Yeah. Take a minute, get caught up.
All right, you see your notes. We're ready.
Yeah, Nikki, actually, I think it might have been more like 8:05 a.m. We were talking about John Wick 3.
Yes, I was.
And about whether or not you needed to be supportive.
Well, it's out digitally, and isn't it out like Blu-ray and 4K, or is it soon to be out?
It is.
And
it is. But right now it's on digital.
Yeah, which is normally how I buy something.
Mm-hmm. And so Nikki was like, I need to be supportive.
But I don't want to spend, I think it's like 19 something. So I told Obi, as you each morning check your daily deals, will you just kind of put a little mental note that if you see that go on sale, then I'll buy it.
Well, I can get you the John Wick 3 Parabellum on Blu-ray, 4K, and a digital copy for $24.95.
Wait, did it go up?
No. Because you're only buying a digital copy.
I don't need a 4K copy. If I did, I'd take it digitally.
But 4K, like you're going to get the Blu-ray and the 4K.
Yeah, but I don't want a Blu-ray.
I don't know if you know this, but there is a big secondary market for people that buy it. It'll actually go one way or the other. There are people who buy the Blu-rays who don't want the codes, and they'll sell the digital codes online. Or they want the code, and then they'll sell the Blu-rays.
Correct.
So which one do you want to be?
Well, I just want to buy the code.
Okay. Well, I can actually show you a place where you can get just the code for $12.99.
$12.99. I think we can go lower. Still think we can.
I'll tell you, if you want to go lower, you're going to have to wait that out.
You think I will?
Yeah.
Well, I want to watch it, but then I don't. I do, but I don't.
Okay. Are you what are you doing this weekend?
Well, I have some stuff until Sunday. So
wait, are you throwing another party?
I am not throwing
weekend?
another party.
Another party I'm not invited to.
I am not throwing another party.
She's having a John Wick 3 party that I'm not invited to.
Unless you
everybody bring your guns and your beards.
No, that is not the party. But how amazing would that be for Halloween? That would be an amazing party.
It could be.
You could be from any of the 3 movies.
Well.
So keep looking. I think I can wait it out.
Okay. All right.
But if anybody sees a really good digital deal, then I might be interested.
I just wanted to know if you had managed to be strong overnight or if you had made the right choice and been supportive.
No, I did not buy it yet.
I love that. I love supportive.
I had to support Keanu.
Keanu-san's, baby.
Yes.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
If you haven't yet, I am guessing that today you're going to see plenty of memes and people using the phrase either the door is closed or you'll see people screaming, open the door.
What is this coming from today?
Okay. So Variety last night published an interview that they did with, where's the guy's name? Oh, that's not an easy name. Sony Pictures CEO Tony Vinciquerra.
Oh, yes.
Did you see it?
About Spider-Man.
Yeah, he said, as of now, for the moment, the door is closed.
About Spider-Man being back a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
For the moment, the door is closed.
They're being very forthright about it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And at first I thought they were just getting it out there so that people can have an uproar, and then they say, oh, we're sorry. We're going to go back. He can be in Marvel. We're sorry about that. We just want you guys to love Spider-Man. But it seems like Sony's like, no, we're just really not doing it.
Yeah. So he did say that it's a long life.
Maybe.
So maybe.
Oh, it's worse. It's not a no, it's a maybe. It's a we'll see.
We'll see.
This is we'll see.
It's a we'll see.
It's an absolute we'll see.
He goes on to say, we tried to see if there's a way to work it out. The Marvel people are terrific people. We have great respect for them. But on the other hand, we have some pretty terrific people of our own.
Well, you do, but you just don't make as good of movies.
Kevin didn't do all the work. He's talking about Kevin Feige,
from
Marvel.
Disney, Marvel stuff.
Yeah. But you know what? I think Nikki brings up an interesting point. Spider-Man wasn't really that good until Kevin came over. So,
well, he does better with a collection of characters and a really strong movie showing.
He does, Nikki. He does.
So Sony kind of needs to realize that. The big thing was that Disney Marvel wanted more money for the partnership after the movies that had already been done, and Sony said no.
Sony said
no.
They said no.
They said, we'll see.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to be clear, as in all divorces, I don't feel like it's like one person's fault.
You're right, but
like
who is the one who gets punished the most?
The kids!
The kids do.
The kids always get the worst. And you know what?
And that's
we're the
all
kids.
of us.
That's us.
That's everybody here.
And our Tony and Kevin and Marvel and Sony, they've shown us that they can get along when they want to. But you know what happens, Nikki, when money gets involved?
Everybody gets
what
mad.
happens? Do you see what happens when money gets involved?
That's it. And then we can't see them anymore.
No, it's like
they can't get together.
No, we can see them, but we have to see them separately.
Not together.
On different opening weekends.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on RadioU.
Something happened to me today that...
Today already?
Yeah, I know.
It's been a busy day.
I know. You know, it's pretty early in the morning to be experiencing things.
Well, you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Well, I got up this morning, I want to put this out there first. I got up this morning and I went for a run. And then when I came back from my run, I was like, I'm going to hop on the scale here, see if I've...
Oh, so you want to weigh yourself after the run?
Yeah, sure. So I did that and picked up a couple pounds, which...
Of weights next to it? Is that what?
I don't know what I'm doing. Whatever. And this is the part where it gets a little frustrating. And then I was like, before I hop in the shower, I just need... a minute. So I needed to sit down on the and use the...
Okay. Yeah.
And as I was sitting on the toilet, there was a very loud sound.
Uh-huh.
And it was the sound...
Oh, no, don't say it's the toilet. No.
Well, what do you think it was?
Did you break the toilet seat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no! What a bad day!
Sitting...
You're not big at all!
Sitting on the toilet seat, I just hear... Thunk!
It's like that is really a tough start to the day.
And the toilet seat has cracked in half.
Well, I mean, it's been...
I will tell you, for what it's worth, I put a new toilet seat on, I think like a year ago or something.
Is that
another
the one?
There was a plastic one, and I can't remember why. I don't know. Like I don't remember why, but a new toilet seat. And I'd never bought a wooden toilet seat before, and so I was like, oh, that's interesting. So that's what I bought, and
So is that the one that broke?
Oh yeah.
So it was about a year old.
Yeah.
Wooden toilet seat.
It was like $40.
Well, you need plastic.
This is the sad part. Like, it was a nice one, quote
it's
unquote.
It's supposed to last long.
It was supposed to be like I would pass this on to my great grandchildren.
Here's Grandpappy's toilet seat.
This great toilet seat has served our family for generations. I remember when I installed it.
The family's like, they don't make toilet seats like they used to, like Grandpappy's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! So you got to get a new toilet seat.
Yeah, because Fatty was sitting on the toilet this morning.
It must be something else. Things are not made like they used to be.
Must it?
Nope, it was compromised other way.
The bottom line is somebody's bottom was too much for the seat. And the seat did, in fact, crack in half.
I want to just say that, every day we try to wake up with a good, positive mindset, right?
Yeah, come on.
Like we're going to seize the day. We're going to make some great choices. We're going to love ourselves.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it seems like even so early into the day, you get a lot of factors fighting that.
Yeah.
Of keeping it positive.
I mean, it's almost like every morning
I have against you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to fight through all that.
So I managed it kills me that it's like, I managed to go running and then I came home from my run and cracked the toilet seat.
Yes.
And it was just like, you know what?
Of course so.
Just give me the donuts. Forget it.
Why bother?
Just forget it.
Oh, well, you get to get a new one today. That's exciting.
I know. You know what I'm really looking for? I'll tell you what I'm buying. The cheapest freaking thing they have.
That'll last forever.
I know. Just like, what do you have? I'll take that. How cheap is it? No, I don't. I want to pay 50% off of that.
No, you need to go onto Amazon and find like the $9.99 toilet
Amazon
seat.
Choice.
And just
Amazon Basics toilet seat.
Yes,
You're probably right.
I bet they have one.
They probably do.
Then that one will never break.
Jeez, what a day. Well,
let's change our tone. What a day.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Whoa. Lego has just announced one of their largest Lego sets ever.
Oh, I want to hear how many pieces and the price tag.
Okay. It's 4,700 pieces.
Oh, gosh. I can't even imagine.
Isn't that a lot?
Well,
Doesn't that seem like a lot of pieces?
The biggest one I've ever done is the carousel one.
Okay.
I did that on my own. And
how many was that?
It took several days. I don't know. That's the only one I can compare.
Look it up and see how many pieces that you built. I've never built like a really genuinely big
item
Lego set. Yeah.
Let's see. The Lego carousel. Where was it saying? How many pieces? 2,670.
Hey, that's a lot.
It is.
The only large Lego set that I've been really tempted by, I don't understand why, and I didn't buy any. I don't really consider myself to be a huge Ghostbusters fan.
Oh, but you wanted was it the firehouse?
Yes. There was something about that where I was just like, dude, that is so awesome.
I used to want the Simpsons house, but it's one of the oldest Lego things that still like retains its value.
Yeah.
So it's always still very expensive.
It's crazy. So 4,700 pieces, this thing. It's 43 inches long. 43 inches. That is almost 4 feet long. That is longer than a yardstick, guys. Think about that.
I mean, how many times are we picking up yardsticks?
Not very often, but I know how tall they are. Okay? It's a Star Destroyer from Star Wars. And it is, how much do you think a 4,700 piece or 43 inch Lego Star Destroyer is going to cost?
Well, the bigger sets are normally a couple of $100. So I would say $400 or $500.
$700.
And you put it together yourself?
Yes. That.
Does anybody see the problem with that?
You've just stumbled onto something right there. Where I'm like, wait, $700 and it's a job?
I mean, we all hate IKEA when we have to buy furniture and put it together. I don't want to put together the Legos.
This is the privilege of putting together this Lego.
I actually really like putting together Lego sets in the beginning. It can be very I don't know, relaxing, that sort of thing. But there is usually a moment where it becomes not fun anymore. And you have to keep those pieces together until you can manage to finish the thing.
Okay. Well, oh, wow. Okay. So I just got a text here from Peter. He sent me the Mega Blocks.
Is Mega Blocks like Legos? Or?
Isn't Mega Blocks like the Lego ripoff?
The competitor?
Yeah. The Halo 4, the spaceship from that Forward Unto Dawn.
Oh, that's also $700.
$700.
Stop doing that. And that's on sale. That's $300 off.
Yeah, I mean, the list price for that thing is $1,000.
Well, no thank you, guys.
Nathan says we need to build Voltron.
Ooh, is that a good Lego set?
Is there a Voltron Lego set?
Let's see, sent
Voltron
that. Yeah,
Lego.
look at the picture he sent.
Okay. Oh, that's only $180.
That's a reasonable Lego set.
Yeah, I mean, that seems downright cheap, guys. That actually...
We have in our area...
That's actually super cool.
You know, like in different areas, there's Legolands, but we have like a Legoland Light in our area here, like a small one, but I still haven't been there yet.
Man, I do like Voltron. That is pretty cool. I mean, I do watch that show on Netflix.
Does Voltron need like a destroyer?
Voltron, I don't need to get into Legos.
Or a carousel.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop. I can only process so much. Oh.
The Riot, Radio U.
We all know what social media is really for. Watching Obadiah play video games on Facebook. The other thing that Facebook and all social media is really good for is stalking people that you think are cute.
Yeah, but now you can do it in a dating sense. So basically, Facebook dating has been unveiled.
Oh, boy.
So if you look at like your app and you go to the more section on the app that has like on the right-hand side, you'll see Facebook dating where you're going to actually be creating kind of like a dating profile. So you're not using your actual Facebook page. You're using a dating profile page that you can then use to meet other people and then just scroll and check out others too.
Oh, yeah.
So you go to
I'm
dating.
gonna scroll and check some people
You're going to check it out. You're going to go to dating and then you kind of go through the steps. I can't go through the steps because I don't need to date anybody, so I don't want to create a profile for it.
But for the show.
You can.
Then Eric comes in, we need to talk.
It's like, why are we dating someone? What are we doing? So just create a profile. You just share some, of what you're interested in. And then you'll create your profile, which people can then see. You can have crushes. It's called secret crushes.
What's that mean?
On your actual friends. So you have a space where you can... from your own friends group, kind of merge those people over into your dating area.
So you have a secret crush. Did they find out? Or does it stay secret?
I don't quite know how it does it, but at least for the secret crushes part is just from people that are on your existing friend list. Otherwise, these people will just be seeing your dating profile list. And then instead of swiping one way or the other, you'll just do X and you'll just cross someone out if you're not interested.
Oh.
So it seems rather, for dating wise, it's nothing too innovative. But you're already on Facebook, so why not if you're there?
Yeah. So they just want to, really Facebook wants to become your one-stop shop for all social media.
They do. They want you to always be at Facebook for anything and everything. Facebook dating is available in the U.S. and 19 other countries so far. So Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, and more. It will not be in Europe until 2020.
Okay. So the funny thing is, I think about Facebook a lot of ways like a universal remote. It's like, oh, yeah, you got all these different remotes. What if we just gave you one remote that doesn't work quite right?
That's how you feel like it?
Well, yeah. So I am the kind of person that if you came into my basement where I got all my goodies, I have like 14 remotes, and I'm happy that way. I want all those different things. So, Nikki, what I'm trying to tell you is I want all my dating apps.
You like having all those?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Facebook wants you to just go to the Facebook dating profile.
Yeah, they do.
They want you all in one place. So, again, you're not using really your profile. You have to create a Facebook dating profile.
Okay.
And then you can look at other people and connect that way.
Well, if anybody wants to let us know how their Facebook dating life is going, 877-2-RADIO-U.
Well, it's still early on. I mean, you'll need the good weekend to be able to tell us how it went.
The thing is, though, since maybe this is like the best time to do it, since it's brand new.
Yeah, it's early on.
People aren't going to be getting a lot of responses. Maybe this is your chance to stand out.
It's like a Facebook Marketplace where it's amazing in the beginning and then other people come in and ruin it.
Right.
And so with the dating part of it, get in quickly before other people ruin it.
So what do you think you got? 2 weeks?
Maybe even that.
All right.
Just be fast if you want to try to find somebody.
Right. And so you want to make sure that you find them. 2 dates, marriage, and...
Whoa, easy there.
Too fast?
Not so fast.
Okay. 3 weeks.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Well, today's the day. If you want it to be. Gears of War.
At first,
5.
that sounds like a motivational statement. Like, today is the day if you want it to be.
It's your choice.
You have the power today.
You must decide what it is that you want to do with your life.
But you actually mean it in a games coming out sense?
Yeah, it's just called Gears 5, not Gears of War 5. So, but they have, okay, I guess it comes to stores like on Tuesday, but if you're willing to either A, buy the Ultimate Edition and pay like $100 or $120, or if you're willing to sign up for Xbox Game Pass.
You get it this weekend?
You get it today. Right now, Nikki. Ooh. I can get you in Gears 5 right now.
If you want to pay early.
In fact, if you go to Xbox.com, I love this. They just have a link that says, play Gears 5 for $2. Because your first month
of the gaming setup is $2.
Is only $2.
What will it be after the $2? The Microsoft thing?
You know what? I don't know. Like, is it $5 a month? Is it $10 a month? And what they're really trying to get you to do is to turn into an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, which is $15 a month, but that gives you Xbox. Okay, let me see if I can get this right. It gets you Xbox Live and the Xbox Game Pass. So you can play online with your friends, and you have over 100 titles to choose from. You can download and play.
Yay.
With your friends.
How many times have you told me for all these gaming sites that are coming up with their monthly pass service? Every time you tell me about one, we always say they have about 100 titles. Every single one. Well, that's it. They have about 100 games you can play.
I will tell you that I think Microsoft was the one to first surface that number, and I feel like it's become the number to hit. Because
doesn't mean it's 100 good games, but it's just 100 games.
No. Nikki, I just want to be clear up front. Nobody said 100 good games.
That's adding words.
Said that. You said that, okay? It's not everybody else.
Because at first you're like, 100's a lot. It's not, and they're not good.
Yeah, it's basically 3 good games and 97 filler. Mm-hmm. But they need that for the marketing.
So now you have Gears 5 as an option.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, I would really like to play it. And I just finished Gears 4 and had a blast with it. So I realize it's a thing, but it's so annoying. I've gone from not really having anything I wanted to play to now it's like, I'm in the middle playing Control. They've got Xbox Game Pass with Gears 5. And then what are we, 2 weeks away from Borderlands 3? Come on, guys.
You're busy. Is this because you're getting into the holidays? It just ramps back up again.
Can we just space it out a little?
No, they want you all to just have to pay now.
Okay, all right.
Want to rush you with it.
Thanks for the insight, Nikki. You're not wrong.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on Radio U.
I toyed about whether or not I actually wanted to talk about this because, but it's news. It's just rough. Yesterday I found out, you guys probably don't know this about me. I don't talk about it very often, but I'm a local news weather fan.
Not news.
I don't really like
weather.
Local news, but I love watching local weather.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird, but it's two things. One, I find the weather itself to be generally interesting. And two, I'm fascinated by, as a broadcaster, I'm fascinated by the presentation of weather because these guys and gals have to present what is essentially the same thing every day.
Over and over.
Over and over again. Day in and day out. Everyone pays attention to them. They're often wrong. and they have to have a certain sense of humor about it, but they also have to have enough knowledge to present it well. Like, I just feel like it is a fascinating microcosm of broadcasting in general to watch TV weather. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just do.
We deal more with the weather we get comes from like a robot sort of sense. It's not a presentation from a specific person that's telling us the details. So you like a local commentary driven where you live instead of a national sort of here's your weather bot just giving you your stuff.
And it's not like I'm saving forecasts, but I record multiple weather forecasts every night and often watch them.
It was your thing.
Just to see. And I don't know why. It's just, why do you like things? You just do, right? And my favorite local weather guy is a guy named Mike Davis. He works for Channel 10 in Columbus, Ohio. And he was picked up yesterday on child pornography charges, disseminating for money, like selling and receiving, et cetera, et cetera. I watched the press conference. I watched the booking video last night. That was
they had that?
Well, because I actually went to, of course, a lot of people's eyes were on like, hey, the station he works for is going to have to cover that news. And so I wanted to see what did that look like. And so I watched that, and that was they were the only people I saw showing the booking video, which is, I guess it's public domain. They can put in for it. They can ask for it. But it was like, it was rough to watch. And two, I can't get a hold of it. Like my brain, like I can't process.
He worked there for 31 years.
Yeah. This
so,
guy
he's been there a while.
that I've seen on TV forever and watched almost every single day. Like that this was...
Had this other life?
Yeah, this thing that he was involved in. And a lot of people, and I don't want to take away from it in any way, like the crime that he committed, but one of the thoughts I had when looking at him was just like, man, we think of porn as being harmless, and I'll bet he didn't start with illegal, illicit child pornography. I'll bet he started with something very inane and perfectly legal and what we would consider to a certain extent normal. I'm not saying harmless. I'm just saying quote unquote normal. But over time, he found himself in that place. I don't know that I'm speculating that.
Sure.
But I feel like that's true. And when I look at that, I see a cautionary tale for we as a society think porn is no big deal. But there's a corrupting influence in pornography. And I mean, there is documentation that, it starts in one place, but it leads to a desire for more and different and variety.
Messes up your relationships.
Yeah. So I just hate it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to say about it. I just hate it. That was somebody I genuinely admired him as a broadcaster. And I mean, you just kind of assume he's probably an okay guy. He seemed like it. And here he is. He probably is a quote unquote okay guy, but he had this side to him that, ate him up and is costing him everything. And I just hate to see it. So, yes, I'm going to keep following that story. But man, I guess for us, like everybody else, I feel like the big lesson everybody keeps saying is you just can't trust people. And I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that's true. But then maybe we should all watch ourselves because you know what? Like he didn't wake up one day and think I'm going to break the law. He slowly got there. So we got to watch ourselves too.
Yeah! You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
What do you got over there? Is that your mystery bag?
Man, guys.
We don't need to discuss what's in the bag.
It's fine.
But I'm glad you realize that you have... Obi just came in with all this stuff today. And
my bag... my purse. It's a purse, all right? It's a backpack purse, really.
It's not even that. It's the bag you're carrying. Did it come out of the other bag, or were you carrying it separately?
What do you mean?
The one that the Matrix thing is in? Your little, your paper.
I thought we weren't going to talk about what was in it.
My bad. Okay. So no one heard that.
I thought we weren't going to talk about what was in it.
No one heard that.
Okay.
I have an old trilogy.
I have my backpack, right? And I'm like a child. I just am. Like I was standing somewhere the other day with my backpack and a man who I graduated with walked past me in a suit and tie, and I was standing there in a Godzilla t-shirt where Godzilla's eating E.T., and I had my backpack on, and I was just like,
yeah,
man.
Well, that's your workwear.
One of us is doing something really right. I'm not going to say which one it is.
You used to have a messenger bag, but
I did.
The backpack became more practical, and backpacks were in way more then. They had a resurgence.
So they're not now?
Well, it's on its way down a little bit.
I agree
more
with
of a
that.
mini backpack is still in.
No, I can't do that. I need
You have like a travel backpack.
No, I love it, okay, because I got my laptop in there. I have all of my potential DJ supplies. So if I go out to an event, I have multiple kinds of medication in there. Like, is your stomach hurting? Here, I got something for you. You know, is your this hurting? I got something for you.
Are you missing your cord? I got cords. You got everything.
I do.
Yeah.
I have
batteries.
Yes, because let me tell you what. You go to an event and all of a sudden you feel like you're going to throw up and you can't get your laptop plugged into the DJ table.
And everything's riding on you.
And it's you're at a wedding and you can't go to CVS. You got to be ready, son.
You got your own little into the world bag over there.
I do. It's a bug out bag for DJs. It is. But the only problem with that is that, like, sometimes I put things in there and forget. Like, we found a ball of foil. We don't know. It obviously belonged to food. We don't know what food it was.
We can throw that away. Don't just let that sit over there.
No, we're going to throw it away.
Throw it away.
I didn't put it back in the bag, did I?
No,
I didn't.
I noticed.
I also found my Matrix Trilogy 4K Blu-ray set, which I did purchase yesterday, but it made it home. It just never came out of the bag.
It's still in the bag.
Still in the bag. And I found...
There's just lots of random items in there.
Yeah. I got a checkbook in here. You know, like,
you're not writing checks.
Doesn't that sound like... I'm telling you, it's starting to sound more and more like a purse. No,
it's bigger than a purse.
It's bigger,
Just to let you know, my purse doesn't have that much stuff in it. Your purse is bigger.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I am, but I'm a something. And
you're like an eclectic billionaire minus the billions.
With no money.
Oh no, eccentric. That's it.
I am. I should get one of those steampunk hats and has the little mouse that lives in it.
You need one of those doctor bags. You know, the big ones,
Sure.
the old-timey ones that open from the top in a old-timey way.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Guys, I want to get to a point in my career when I'm able to just refuse to show up for days at a time, and then people are like, that doesn't, you're not fired, your job's not over. It's just, all right, come on back.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to do that. You have to have respect for your job and for the people at your job.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. Antonio Brown.
I don't feel like he had respect for his job.
He is a player for the Oakland Raiders in the NFL. He has been, quote unquote, fined $53,950 for missing several days of training camp.
He had a helmet dispute with the NFL, and so I feel like he kind of just decided not to go for some of those days to kind of bring up the dispute that he was having.
Right. So essentially, the helmet that he preferred was no longer certified by the NFL, and he had to find a different helmet. So it took multiple days, but he
would not practice without it. So they had to figure that all out. And so during that time, instead of going to training camp and still being supportive or still being a part of it, he did not go.
That's amazing to me. I mean, seriously, think about it. Now, okay, first off, I don't want to minimize, if you're a professional, the importance of small things in your profession. It's like Nikki and I, and this is, there's only one thing that I demand, aside from a place to sit down, is I need the STRD 650. Is that the right number? Is it the 750?
Headphones?
Yeah, it's the 7506.
We love our headphones.
The MDR 7506. It's a Sony headphone, and it is the headphone that I must have in order to do my job. Somebody bought these Sennheisers, and it was just like, look, I don't want to be...
can't do it.
I don't want to be delicate, but those headphones suck, and I can't use them. So I bought my own headphones because it was like, that's it. These are my headphones. That's all there is to it. But the idea of me coming in and being like, well, I refuse to work while the Sennheisers are in the studio.
I mean, you can still go to training camp and still be a part of things and still throw a fit while you're there.
You wear a crappy helmet, and then you get precious when practice is over.
But he missed quite a few days during training camp. Antonio Brown came from the Steelers. He got signed in March, so then he went to the Raiders. So especially hard to do when you're somewhat new to the team. So he was signed. He signed to a 3-year, over $50 million contract, and he got fined the $53,000, but then he kept talking, and so he threatened to punch the general manager of the Oakland Raiders, and now they're talking about suspending him.
Okay, now, all of that being said, the other thing that I hang on here is they call it a fine, but in reality, I don't know that it's a fine. I think it's really them saying, you didn't come to work, so we want the money back
that you owed us
for you not coming to work those days.
Yeah.
That's not, I get it, because it's like, I'm under contract, I get so much money, but they're saying, hey, this is how much money that you are paid to go to this event. You didn't go to this event. We want our money back. And it's like, because I want my helmet.
So they're not saying how many games he's going to miss, but he got into it with the general manager, usually probably concerning the fine that he got. Sure. And it just doesn't seem like they're getting along.
Well, you know how it is, Nikki.
Well, when you're new again to that team, and like at 31, he's not old, but in football, he's starting to get older. Like, you don't want to mess all that up. You want to be a team player.
You know what? We should watch ESPN today, because I'll bet you they've already spent 48 hours yelling about it, and they are just getting started.
That's right. Let's go to our Chinese restaurant that always has it on at lunch.
They always do.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
The chicken sandwich wars, which continue to rock this great nation.
Are they continuing in some way?
Well, Nikki, I don't know if you heard, but McDonald's is about to launch its new chicken sandwich.
In some areas, it's out, the spicy one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
depending on where you're at, you can get it in some places.
All right, well, nationwide, it's going to be available starting September 11th. Now, the rest of you, those better than me, perhaps you have it already. But it's a new McDonald's spicy barbecue chicken sandwich, and they're going to offer spicy barbecue chicken tenders.
Along with it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might give that.
Do you ever like McDonald's chicken, though, outside the chicken McNugget?
You know what?
I'm not really a fan of the chicken sandwich from there.
I will tell you, on Tuesday, I purchased a 99-cent McChicken sandwich.
And how was it?
I felt like for $1, it was pretty good.
Sure. But this will not be the dollar one.
That was literally what I thought. I was like, this is about what you'd expect for $1, but it's good. It's fine.
So they were being tested in some McDonald's through the summer, so that's why you might already have one in your area. But yeah, it'll be the spicy barbecue glazed chicken tenders and the spicy barbecue chicken sandwich.
Well, my game plan is I'm just going to take my guns and get in line at McDonald's on September 11th to make sure I get mine.
Get it early? No, I think ours even have them already. But
do they really?
Look in your area. It just depends.
You know what? Now that I know they're available, I don't really want it.
I know, right? You're like, well, I guess I don't really want one. I mean, I haven't even gone back to Wendy's for the spicy chicken nuggets.
Oh, you haven't?
No, and I used to love those things.
Man, Nikki, them spicy nugs about to go away.
Well, once they take them away, then
you want them.
Then you want them, but then when they bring them back, you're like, well, that's probably why I stopped having them as much.
It's a really long drive over to Wendy's.
It is.
I mean, that's got to be at least 2 miles.
But if you go to Wendy's, I like their chicken sandwiches.
Okay.
I just never get their sandwiches at McDonald's.
I like most of what Wendy's has on offer, truth be told. And McDonald's, not so much.
No, it's still good, though.
Oh.
Still good.
I'll tell you right now, get me a 10-piece McNugget and a large fry.
Oh, some people are like, we got to go to McDonald's. Like, great. That sounds like a wonderful day.
I think it sounds pretty good.
So September 11th nationwide, but your local McDonald's might actually already have it.
Mm-hmm. So McDonald's entering the great chicken wars of 19.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
Right here on this show yesterday, we gave you $1 billion idea.
But I feel like we never follow through on our ideas, but you guys can, and we appreciate that. We really, really like it. But we talked yesterday about you were 2 days into having French fries, and, we took Monday off this week, so you were kind of like wondering how many days out of the week would you end up having French fries for something. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, well, what if we did a 30 days, 30 fries sort of thing? Could we come up with a month where you could have a set of fries from a different establishment, and then you could hashtag it and then push it each day?
Well,
and we came up with 30 local places in our area that we could do that with.
And right now, it's happening. It's not me.
It's just not us doing it.
Yeah. Somebody else has started 30 days of 30 fries.
I thought it was cute. So he created a Twitter account, 30 days, 30 fries, and he's in Kentucky.
Yep.
And he started yesterday.
Yesterday, he did Office Pub and Deli in Frankfort, Kentucky.
That's so cute.
And it's 30 days of fries on Twitter, though I'll tell you, I also just went ahead and retweeted it at Obadiah RadioU.
So you can find it there.
And you know what? I'll go ahead and, if we haven't yet, I'll tweet it from the RadioU account so you guys can see that too.
I think that's a great idea. Someone has to do it, and don't give up. I mean, he's 1 day in.
Yep.
Continue on. Don't give up and do all 30 days.
I will say, if you were on some sort of an Iron Man kind of challenge, if there was something I wanted to do, 30 days, 30 fries, that's a good one.
That would be it.
That's a good one right there to feel good about. So,
and it was so cute. Yesterday, we just got text messages and Facebook messages throughout the whole day of like, did you guys get all 30 days picked out? Could we come up with 30 restaurants? Not ones you go in and sit down, but really drive through or like go in and pick it up and take it. But for most fry places, you don't want to go in and sit down. You don't want like that type of restaurant.
I'll tell you what. Those fries look pretty good.
Do they?
I'm kind of hungry.
Well, he needs to post his second day set of fries soon.
We'll see what he does,
yeah,
right?
So if you want to follow RadioU on Twitter, we liked it there. You'll see it. Or then Obadiah RadioU if you retweeted it too.
Or just at RadioU. Retweeted. It's there. So you guys follow 30 days of 30 fries. Or no, it's just 30 days, 30 fries. I hope it goes great.
I hope he does all 30 days.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, what are the weekend plans?
That is a good question.
You going to make time for It Chapter 2?
No, I never saw the first one. I don't like clowns, but I love balloons. And I'm not messing balloons up for me. I don't want to do that.
That weird naked old lady like walking through the background real fast.
You can't be afraid of it if you don't watch it. So I just don't want to mess it up.
Can I be afraid? I think you can still be afraid of it.
Well,
you see the poster and you're like, eh.
No, you mean like, I really do love balloons and I don't have a fear of clowns. So we're all good there. If I went to go see those movies, I feel like that would change for me. Mm-hmm. I would hate balloons and I would not like clowns.
Oh, well, we wouldn't want that to happen, Nikki.
And I totally forgot it was out this weekend.
Me too.
Absolutely. Like, you could have told me it was coming out next year and I would have still believed you.
It's out today. I mean, are we just not looking in the right places, or has there not been a lot of publicity for it?
I feel like the hype was for the first one, and the hype has died down. I saw some people see it like last night, and that was the only thing that reminded me that it was out this weekend.
Did Chapter 1 come out a year ago or 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
I don't know. It feels like it was, doesn't it?
I don't know. Anthony says... My brother and I watched the 10:45 showing. It ended at 2 a.m.
Oh,
it was 3 hours long.
Anthony, was the movie 3 hours or like 30 minutes of trailers and then like how long was the actual movie? It itself came out in 2017.
Okay, so it was 2 years ago.
It was.
Let's see. I'm looking for a runtime on this.
No, thank you. That's all you had to tell me right there. No, thank you.
That's too long. I mean, Avengers was that long, but I'm just going to be honest.
That's a little bit lighthearted.
And it earned it.
It's 2 hours and 50 minutes long. Well, they got to clear stuff up in it, I guess.
Wow.
Well,
that's
Anthony,
wild.
did he like it, or was he just saying how long?
No, he just told us how long it was. Let's see. Common Sense Media says this nearly 3-hour sequel has well-rounded, appealing characters and even some laughs, but it lacks the nerve-rattling scares and appealing simplicity of its predecessor.
Well, sure, anytime. The first one, everybody was so amazed by, you can really almost never rebuild that for people.
I'm out, guys. I can't. So,
no, thank you.
If anybody else wants to have a hard time sleeping, I guess that's what you do, but I'm out.
Thanks, Chris, for the text message. Feels like Nikki needs to watch Killer Clowns from Mars.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I need to take a step out of, we got to get this show wrapped up, and I got to step away from internet hype. Like,
why?
I got to get out of the hype machine, because what I would really like to do is just go home and play Gears 5. I'd rather do that than see It, Chapter 2. But I've got other things to play, other things I've purchased. I need to get focused on enjoying the money I've already spent.
You're a busy guy. Got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, got to get in front of that TV again.
Get right in there.
Got to make that happen.
No, because then people assume that's how you are over the weekend, and you're not totally like that.
Actually, I got a lot happening this weekend. Actually, the next 2 weekends are absurd.
Aww.
It's absurd.
Oh, that's the worst.
But you know what? It's great. So, I'm looking forward to it. And the great thing is, between the weekends, I get to come in here and be here with you, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
So early in the morning that I want to die. It's awesome.
At least the clown's not getting you.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by two people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, Radio U.
Well, Nikki, it might be time for us to head on over to Chicago again.
I used to love going to Chicago. It's been some time, and it's had some bad press. So it's just a little bit. So we've not gone in a while.
Well, they are about to open the world's largest Starbucks.
It's quite impressive.
In Chicago.
So and I didn't know this, the very first Starbucks obviously is in Seattle, if you've never been there. But
Pike's Place.
The next one outside of Seattle, the first one outside of that area was in Chicago. And I didn't remember that.
I did not know that, actually.
So this is the new one called the Roastery. So it's like their new premium, bigger one.
It's their chance to charge you even more for roughly the same cup of coffee.
How'd you guys come up with that idea?
Who knew?
You can make it bigger and better.
Just brand it a little differently and sell you the same bitter roast for, so much.
But just think of all the cups they could have there. Oh. All the tumblers, all the reusable cups.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It's perfect.
It's such a big store.
I want to go there.
So it's going to be on the Mile in Chicago.
Yeah, 43,000 square feet. It is it 4 stories or 5? 1, 2, it's 4 stories, and it is the largest Starbucks in the world.
I bet you it has... It maybe, I don't know if it covers it, but if I was designing this Roastery Starbucks giant one for the world's largest, I bet you it has a counter where you can get drinks probably on every floor. Don't you think?
Probably.
So then that way, I'm going to the top floor. You could grab a drink and not have to go back down.
I would say you're probably right. Oh, they also have a terrace, which makes up like a 5th floor that looks like you might be able to drink outside if you want to go all the way to the top.
During all the warm Chicago months.
Man, it's so windy, you just get blown off the roof.
I know. Well, some months it's fine. Other months it would not be.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't really know. I feel like they haven't given you a lot of details. They do say that they're going to be doing all the baking on site. So you walk in, and I imagine it will smell fantastic. Between brewing coffee and the bakery
baking,
in there, that sounds pretty great.
Maybe it'll all be glass where you can look in and watch them make all this stuff too.
There is a lot of glass in this, but I can't be certain that's what they're going to do. But I can tell you that according to the Chicago Tribune, it's going to open on November 15th.
So it's probably pretty much there.
So you can do Christmas on the Mile.
Yeah.
Then go ahead and get yourself some Starbucks. That actually sounds like a lot of fun.
If they had all the lights out.
Yeah. Yeah. So we should go into downtown, pay way too much for a hotel.
Woo!
Walk the mile.
Last time we did that was not in Chicago, but New York City.
Also true.
I kind of prefer it there, but if we're going to spend money and be cold during Christmas, Chicago could be it.
You're probably going to, fly to New York. You could drive to Chicago.
Oh, I never like that drive. When you can fly to a city and it's usually such a busy route that they're like $20 tickets, it's just better to fly.
That sounds nice.
We'll put that on the possible list for a Riot skips work.
We just fly to Chicago.
No one has to know.
Nobody has to know.
Except everybody who watches it.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Man, I'll tell you what, it's been a rough week for me. I don't know if it's just the 4-day week has a tendency to be.
It rears its ugly head, doesn't
it? It has a tendency to be tougher. I don't know. Like, I've had a hard time thinking. I can't concentrate. Like, people are saying things, and I'm like, what? Nikki and I can be in the middle of telling a story, and I'm just like,
I've forgotten everything I've said.
What are we talking about right now? Oh, my gosh.
Do you feel like any of that seasonal as we start slowly getting into the fall stuff?
Maybe. But I've been angry. I've been depressed. A lot of different things. You're like, well, what are you telling me for? Well, I'm telling you guys because here's one of the things that I love about having a relationship with God is that God is not like, well, Obadiah, you've had a bad week. So last week, if we put a number on it, I loved you about 85. But this week, we're down to about a 45. Now, if you want me to love you a little bit more, I'm going to need you to...
It's not a Rotten Tomatoes score.
I know. But, Nikki, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
That's my comfort, is that it's not a Rotten Tomatoes score.
But it feels like that.
God's not like, if...
Opening weekend maybe a little stronger and then lows down.
I'm less impressed this week. You're telling the same joke you told last week. It's just not as funny the second time. God loves you no matter what kind of week you're having. So if you're on top of the world and you're just like, you're doing so great, people are carrying you into the classroom, into the work, like whatever. Or if you're just like, man, I'm on the ground dragging myself by one arm. That's the best I can manage. It doesn't matter. I want you to know that you're loved no matter how you feel today, no matter what your performance level is in whatever you're doing, you're loved. So look, take a deep breath, Set aside all the judgments you have about yourself. Take a deep breath and know that you are loved just as you are right now. And God loves you enough to be there with you and to even help you if it is a rough day. Say, Jesus, I need that. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to experience your love right now. And you know what? I'm going to pray for you today that I know, even if the day's rough, I hope that every single one of you that heard what Nikki and I had to say today know that you're loved. And you're no Rotten Tomato!
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, I got a question here from Tom.
Yeah.
He wants to know if you got your crab legs or lobster yet.
Has that been a couple of weeks since we talked about that?
I think it's been 2.
2 weeks.
But maybe it's only been 1. I don't know.
And I want lobster or crab legs, something like that.
Yeah.
And I just haven't had it. I don't want to go to Red Lobster. I want to go someplace else.
Okay.
But there's other places in my city, but I just feel like we're too far in. Where, like for
mean?
crabs and stuff.
Okay, for it to be good?
Yeah,
so
like
you mean too far
coastal
inland in the United States?
I need to get more coastal to be able to enjoy some really good stuff.
Not necessarily, Nikki. Remember about the Red Lobster plane? Flies in every day?
I don't think it does.
You don't think it does?
I don't think it does.
I'm sure it does.
I think it's more like the Red Lobster freezer, and they all just stay in there.
Well, you know how it is.
I'm going to Orlando, though, at Christmas, and I grew up and went to Florida a lot when I was younger, and there was always this place for crab legs near New Smyrna Beach. And
it was called, it was Red
Lobster.
It's right there near the beach, and it's
close.
They have a Red Lobster for like their logo.
That's not where it is. I can't remember the name.
It was so good.
But I looked it up. It's still there, and I'm going to go to New Smyrna Beach for one of the days, and I'm going to go have crab legs there.
Oh.
So I might just wait until Christmas. Save up, have something really nice.
You're going to wait 3 months?
Yeah, maybe. Well, what else am I supposed to do?
Nikki, I'll tell you what.
Everybody tells me to go to the local casino for the lobster leg or the lobster.
Let me read what Tom says. Mm-hmm. Tom says, slackers, what do you work a job for if not for expensive seafood? Rent can wait.
True. You're right at that, but I just haven't found the right place.
Mike says there's a place called Crazy Fish. It's the best fish around.
It's me. It's not the fish. It's not the lobster. It's just all me. It's my problem.
It's not your fault.
Well, thanks for the recommendation. I'll try it.
So Andy says that Red Lobster has switched to endless shrimp. Crab Fest is over.
I missed it then, because I can get shrimp for days anywhere here, but I really wanted crab legs.
Whoa, what if you went down there, and are you going to check the health code violations to make sure your crab leg place is safe?
I can't do that anymore. We used to do that at places just to see what they got hit with.
Then we couldn't eat anymore.
Well, yeah, once you can't unsee some of the health code violations at your favorite restaurants.
That's why, okay. There's this Chinese restaurant down the street that they're like, let's go there to eat. And every other week they're like, rat droppings found in this, rat found in fryer.
You're not surprised when the droppings are there that the rats are there.
Cockroaches found in bag. And you're just like, oh yeah, guys, we should totally go there for lunch.
But if you look up any place, almost every place has got some sort of violation.
On top of which you're sitting there trying to eat.
Just having a nice meal.
You have a sip of water, and the guy's like, let me fill it back up. And you're like, just stop.
That's why it's a shame. In some states, it depends on which state you're at, they put letters, outside the door to show you its ratings. And I really wish all states required that, because I want to see that A. And if you don't get the A, you're not getting our business. But we don't have that everywhere.
No, they don't. And
especially with seafood, you got to be really safe with seafood.
You do, especially, Nikki, you're eating bottom feeders.
I know.
You're eating cockroaches. Crabs are the cockroach of the sea.
You know what really sounds good, though?
What? It's Chicken McNuggets and fries.
No, it's the butter. It's the melted butter you dip it in.
You can have that anytime.
I can. I could just have that.
Yeah. I meant to bring some butter today, and I left it on the counter, so.
We haven't had butter in our break room for a while, and we've got bagels, but there's nothing to put on the bagels.
Oh, Seth says, want to let Nikki know I had lobster in Canada last week.
Did you? Oh, I bet that's good lobster.
Canadian lobster?
Yeah,
it's
the
politest lobster.
It is. It jumped on the plate. It cracked its own legs. Its shell. But it was really good.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
This great toilet seat has served our family for generations.
Do